Hey guys, do you see what happened to me the other day? Take a look. A deer came out and hit my car and took out my door, and this is why I have to replace my left rear door. Hey guys, welcome to Just Be Handy. It's time to put on that new door. I did find one in a junkyard that was a decent price. It does have a few issues with it, but it's from a junkyard. It's from a 2006 Toyota Highlander limited hybrid that I was able to find at a junkyard that was about an hour and a half away. I did look through it, take it apart just to make sure everything is going to fit and be there. It does have the JBL speaker instead of the bass speaker like I have. It has the chrome handle, so I'll have to change that because mine is basic. It's just the regular tan. I don't have the leather where it had the leather, so I took that portion of the door off. But you can see the reason I'm changing that door is there's a stress fracture here. There's a beam that goes through here that's been compromised. There's another beam that goes through the top that's kind of been compromised. And then also there's a stress fracture right there from where the beam goes. So definitely we'll have to take this door off. Also to not have to take the trim off on the inside, I'm going to try and just remove the bolts here and pull the wire harness through here to be able to get to the plug. And as you can see, the plug is right there, and I hope they give me enough slack on the inside so that I could pull it through and do it, but we'll see how that goes. Again, there's an arrow that points up on there. Let me try to get some more light in here for you. Yep, so there's an arrow that points up right there, and should be able to get to those 4 bolts easily. So what I'm going to do is rely on, when I put the new door in, rely on it getting into the hinge here. I'll just put it on the hinge, put it over to line it up, and then drive the bolts in here so that it'll hold it, and then get to that wire harness. All right, so let's get started. I'll test everything once I get the door on, because if the motor and all that doesn't work for the window lowering and all that, I can work on it easier once it's hanging rather than trying to work back and forth. All right guys, I just used this tool here that came with a bunch of the little fasteners, plastic fasteners, to just push on this rubber piece, pull it out. Then I was able to get both of the connectors out, but this one is kind of short and tight, so I put a pair of locking pliers on it. And then to take this out, it's just a matter of pressing this little tab and then pulling it out. Now this is free, and then I can undo the door here and then just pull the handle, and the door should come off without any issues. Before you remove the 4 bolts for the hinge, make sure you remove that 10mm bolt for the strap that keeps the door from overextending and swinging out. So definitely make sure you hit that right here, get that out of there so you can take the door off, otherwise it'll hold you back. Alright guys, as you can see now, I removed all 4 bolts, and the door is still in position because of it being locked at the hinge. As soon as I open this, the door is going to pop out, and then I'll place it to the side. So I'll show you that here in just a second. Alright guys, now that we have the door stop removed and the 4 bolts removed, as you can see the door is stationary. Now I'm going to pull the door off and put it to the back, and then grab the other door and put it on the hinge and put it in place. Now it's a matter of aligning these bolts and putting them in. So you just have to kind of lift it up and line them up. So first try to do it by hand, and for a couple of them to get it lined up, because you don't want to cross thread any of these. Alright, now we have all the 4 bolts in. It should open easy and close. Everything looks very even because we didn't really move the hinges. So you can see the trim is coming in just where it's supposed to. Everything is lining up just as it is supposed to. Next we'll put the connector on and then hook up the thing from the door stop from the back and test out the windows and the door locks. Alright guys, we got the connector back in. Now it's time to just put that rubber back in too, but I tested it. The locks work well. For the window to work, I had to put the panel that came with the door back on so that I could actuate the switch. I couldn't take the switch off by itself. And then it started going up and down because otherwise the circuit isn't complete. So the window works, the locks work, so now I'm going to put this on, take the old panel off of here and the handle, because the handle on this door is chrome and the handle on this door is just tan. Okay guys, so got the door in. It's a little different in color, but they are the same paint code. So hopefully in a couple of years they'll be all the same. Regardless, it's just more sun exposure by one panel than the other, but it's hard to tell. What we're looking for is the seams are even everywhere on that back door, even between the 2 doors and in here. And then these should be the same level, and everything came out just right because we kept the factory brackets in place and the door just lined up properly. So far I'm happy with the results here. Got this door stop back in, got the wire harness back in. It was just easy to push that back in once everything was there. I took out the JBL speaker. We're going to put the regular speaker. We're going to change this handle out next. It's just just this bolt here, and then changing these wires, these cables, I'm sorry, for the lock and the handle before we put the new panel on, and then taking off the last of these plastic tabs so that we can make sure the new door goes in without a hitch. And you can see all these holes had the tabs in them for the panel to go on, and it slips in here first and then the panel gets pushed in. So let's get going with that. Okay guys, so I found the old door, which has the proper trim in it, settled on a moving blanket, and I put a quilt there that I had laying around that will be used so that we don't scratch up the other side. Even though it's dented, the handle was still good and the glass is still good. So the tools I'm going to need to take these things off is this little screwdriver here that gets the tabs off, and then this little tool here to pry on the edges and also to help pry up some of the sides. And this is a Phillips number 2 that I just want to be able to get at stuff right away. And there's one more tool that you'll need, and it's this guy here to be able to get in and push that cover up when we get to it. So first thing, to get to the Phillips screw under here, get this little screwdriver into that cover and just pry up, and under there is a Phillips. So then we can take that off. Let's see. Okay. All right, put that aside. Then to get this piece off, you just have to pry here as you pull up. And to help you pull up, you need this guy. So pry away like that, and up, same here, and up, then pull it back, there you go. Now the door is free to come off. Then there's another screw right under this piece here, and the best thing is to try and come under that. There we go. You just have to kind of pry under it. There we go. And once it's out, it's best to take note of underneath it, underneath this cover, there's an arrow, and which way is that arrow pointing, so that you could put it back the same way that you took it out. It's giving me a little bit of trouble. There we go. So it came out this way, the arrow's pointing inward, so that when you put it back in, the arrow's in. So now that these two are out, now you could start prying on the outside. And to know where all these tabs are, there's this diagram I was able to get off of the library network that shows you where all the tabs are. And we can also look at the door that's hanging to understand where they are too. But I was able to download this auto repair source just from my local library network in Wisconsin. It's called BadgerLink. You guys might want to do that. It shows you all the kinds of things. I didn't know what I was going to run into, so I printed the whole rear door disassembly assembly process. All right, so now I'm going to go look at where those tabs are and start prying on them. We don't have to go, we just have to do these. So start at the bottom, usually it's easier. So there's one right about here. There, this got up. Sometimes when you get an edge up, you can just keep prying as you go up. Okay, and then work our way around this way Once you get more leverage, they start to pop out easier. A little cereal gift from my daughter, sitting in the back. Oh, I forgot to take out the screw. That's why. Okay, now that we got that screw out, there we go. Now, after that, there's the little door connector for the windows to go up and down. We undid that. There we go. This door is still together pretty good. So we'll just clean that up, get this speaker off because it had the JBL speaker on the other one before. We don't want to put something that drives differently on, so we definitely want this speaker. Then we're going to take off that door handle with those from those cables to put it on the other door. So that's next, and it looks like these are all 10 millimeter. Remember that little screwdriver? Comes real handy on stuff like this. See? Okay. And the other JBL speaker was mounted exactly the same way, same connector, so everything is very well organized with these doors here. Looks like we're in luck. Most of these came out without any issue. We'll look at that panel one more time. Yep, all the tabs are in place, so we don't have to worry too much about things going back in and snapping back in. We don't have to replace any of the clips. Okay, now the speaker is out. It's going to be holding on pretty good because it's magnetic. So using a little pry, there we go. And it has a good seal around there. They're made by Pioneer, 8 ohm. And see that this guy is somewhat compromised here. There's a big cross member, so it's good that we're replacing the door. So next we're going to remove the cables off of here. And they are just hooked on for this one, and it's a ball for that one. So just pull it off here and unhook. There. And this guy, pull them off here. Okay. So this, I'll clean this up and then we'll put it in the new one. Alright guys, now we're going to take this off and put this on for the car. You notice I cleaned it, and what I used to clean it, and I'm a big fan of this stuff, is this Clenzoil Marine and Tactical. It cleans, protects, lubricates, and prevents rust. It's great for the cables and everything, also making sure things are lubricated, and it cleans plastic parts and metal parts pretty good. I really like the way it does what it needs to do. So we'll change this one out and put this in. And I'll also lubricate the cables with the clean oil. So you notice these weren't tightened in very well on both of them, or that tight, so I think that's what I'll try to do, is just kind of keep it tight, but not too tight. So we'll take this out again. Same with this guy. This just pops out, and once you get it over, just like that, is able to get, there we go. I just pulled it off and then over. See how dirty those cables are? What we do is just get a rag, spray these, and then also try to get some lube inside of here. Actuate it. Alright, and same with this. Pull the cable and lube it. Alright, and then just clean these cables off. Okay, so now to get these back in, the top one was basically hooked like that, and put it in all the way. The bottom one goes in there. Let's try to fit that in. First, get the cable inserted into the lever. Sorry, it looks cumbersome, but it's really not too bad. It's just because I'm trying to do it for the camera. So if I pull the handle, it comes out a little bit. There we go. There. Now that's captured. Click that in. Make sure that's all the way in. Okay. These two tabs here go into here, and then fasten that. Okay, that's basically it, guys. Just finger tight. You don't need to go to town on it. Now we'll put the speaker in, connect the wires, and then go from there. Now the speaker, the wire has to be facing this way, and as you can see, it's just a matter of lining up the holes. Finger tight. And then drive them in. Connect the speaker. now we're able to put the panel on. We have to put this in and the panel will just bump right in. Okay, now for this panel, the switch for the window is right here, and that's this blue connector. So we'll snap that in. Okay, next, put the door panel in the window here first and cinch it down. Okay, once the door panel's in, make sure it's in good and snug. Make sure the fasteners are going to line up, and then just light taps, look and see that it's going to line up really easily. Now we just put these two in. So we line up. Okay, we line up that screw. There we go. And then drive it in. So that's that one. Then we put this in, arrow facing inside the vehicle. There we go. Now for that cover, to slip that cover on. So first clip this guy in here and then it'll go in. So in, clip forward, then press. There we go. Now we put in this fastener, number 2 screwdriver. There we go. Clip on. So now we'll test the windows and the door locks. Shuts really nice. It's locked. Unlock. Lock. Unlock. Lock. So that's working. Now we'll do the window. Now to test the window, we will, because of the switch being in, it's going down, up. So that's good. Now let's test the window with the door switch. Door switch is working. Okay, we'll put some of that, we'll put some of this clean oil in the track for the window to help it. It's been sitting in a junkyard for a while, so, or I should say auto salvage yard. Sorry for saying it's a junkyard. The guys I met to help me with this during my search are awesome. I'll leave a link below to the 2 salvage yards I worked with. One helped me find this door and the other one sold it to me, and they were both awesome to work with. So highly recommend them. And they've never worked with each other before, but they were all about customer service. So it was a good experience for me, and I hope you guys find good experiences with your salvage yards as well. There we go. Everything is lined up. Everything's working well. Guys, hope you liked and enjoyed. Please give us a thumbs up. We could really use subscribers. We could use a lot of comments, a lot of thumbs up to get our channel going. Only thing left for me to do is to take that emblem off. What I'll do is just heat it with a hairdryer, take some fishing line and just do like dental floss behind it to break loose the emblem, and then I'll use the Goo Gone to just take off all the glue and rubber. So again, give us a thumbs up, guys. We really could use your help growing this channel, and let your friends know about it so that we could get better algorithms with YouTube. And please help us out also by buying things off of the links that are provided through Amazon as affiliate links. They help support this channel and give us time to buy things and do things with those funds. Thanks again, and God bless.